In the last video we talked about the things that make the rear axle hang up, and since then I have added my own skid plate to the side there, and that covers the screw that is most likely to cause a problem. Also, it's a bit of a ramp for the rear axle to ride over things, and everything has been smoothed out. So I'm back at my crawler spot here, and it's a little bit overgrown at the moment. It's just going to be that way for a while because I'm not going to be able to get to it for about 6 days. Looks like the water's coming down a little bit though. But what I'm here to do right now is see if this makes a difference on that rear axle getting hung up. So I'm going to do a lot of the same lines I did last time, and I'm going to intentionally drive over things that will cause havoc with the rear axle. So I want to see how well it slides. I'm going to get ahead of the scene here. Hang on a second. Alright. There's the bumper sliding off. That was good. You can actually hear it working. I got the nose jammed right into a rock there. Not okay with that one. The truck does not like it. Sliding on the tail. And once again, I forgot to put the yellow body on. Hooking the bumper into the rock. Something's caught. Give it a little bit different angle. Right over the front skid plate. The diff did not get caught. So far, this is the least hang-ups this truck has ever had here. I like this a lot. Get myself in position to drive the thing. I like to be in front of it or somewhere where I can see what's happening with the wheels. And I should have angled it a little more before I sent it that way, but it's okay. How about that? That is ground clearance right there. It's gonna tip over if I'm not careful here. I've done it. There we go. Sometimes you just got to push it past the point where it's going to tip quickly. this is a wide spot. I want to ride the side on the left, keep it from dropping in, but I don't want to hang the thing up completely. Front skid plate ride. How I want to go over this spot here, but not a good way. Let's see. I'm going to jam it here for a second. Hard on the body, but clean. Need that left front to drop without losing the line on the front. There we go. I don't mind pushing the running board into the rock. That doesn't scratch any part of the body. With the weeds getting tall here, it's hard to see where the rocks are. Sometimes it makes it difficult to pick a line. Only problem it has is bumper clearance. As far as, and it's just going to happen if you have a bumper in some places. The only way around it is just completely remove the bumper. Here's a skid plate ride if I can make it happen. And this is becoming a very, very capable Class 2 rig. I've been running it a lot this year just because it's not my Gen 7, which is my favorite. It's also my first truck. It's my most modified and one of the most capable trucks, I would say, in Iowa. I mean, there's, I'm sure, comp rigs, of course, that'll eat it, but as far as trail trucks go, I think it's one of the best. I'd put it top 1% anyway. You wouldn't think that from a Gen 7. I'm going to intentionally take it over the diff. Not even a problem. it up here a little bit. Try to jump that over. Kind of a bad idea, I think. Skid plate ride on the front. I'm going to drive it back out on the low line. I can see a big gap in front of it here that will basically frame it out. Probably can't see it on the video. I'm going to get in front of it again. That mosquito paid for it. Hope it was worth it. I didn't get anything, but now it did. Ground clearance this has is just awesome. It was gonna hang up on the diff there, but it didn't. It's on the skid plate right now. Front skid plate. Take it up the back skid plate. Actually, it just climbed over the whole mess. That was all right. Kind of jammed up here a little bit. There we go. Get back up on the rock so we don't have a problem. Now I have to figure out if I want to go left or right through here. If I go left, I'm going to have to back it down a little bit. problem with that spot right there is it's in the weeds, and I don't know what the rocks are like underneath the wheels. Weedy climbs are bad. They can give you more traction, but you can't see where the wheels are. You don't know what the rocks are doing underneath the tires, so you just kind of have to go by progress. Listen for your tires to stop turning as well. I'm pulling weeds as I go, apparently. Literally wrapped on the axle. Let's see how much I bring up with me. I'm gonna get ahead of this just so that I don't fail in the last 3 feet. No guarantee I won't. Sliding up the skid plate. Grabbing more vines on the way out, as you can see. We're just going to keep pulling them. That tree's in the way. Get rid of that one later. All right, not one rear axle hang up. That was perfect. Let's see how much of the forest I brought with me. This is actually dangerous for your rig. If you get that wrapped around your drive shafts and your wires are there, it can rip them right out of the servo, tear them out of the motor, and hoping none of this is toxic to humans or gonna make me itch or anything, but they gotta go. I'll just wipe my hands in the grass here. I'll get most of it off. All right, we'll go with that. I feel like this was a successful test, and we're gonna call it a day. Back to my car, and my as you can see, my tires don't always stick right centered on the rim for some reason. I'm gonna flip that over real quick and just fix that. For some reason, they feel like they can just sort of move around on the rim a little bit. Doesn't hurt anything, just looks bad. Then I'm compelled to fix it. That's all for today's video. I feel like that was a good upgrade. Not one single rear axle hang up. And you can feel that if it feels like you're in dig and the nose is pivoting around, but it won't proceed forward. That's because something caught your rear axle and is preventing it from moving. So the closer you can get the bottom of the truck to a sliding board, the easier it's going to slide. No sharp edges, no points. And what another benefit of that is if the truck never comes to a dead stop because the chassis gets hung up on something, it doesn't load up your drivetrain because it's not restricting its movement. If your truck gets hung up by the rear differential or the body or the bumper or something and it stops it, and you stay on the gas, that's when stuff can break, especially if you have a brushless FOC motor, because it's kind of like cruise control for the RPM, and it'll just break stuff. Well, if your truck doesn't have any catch points on it, it won't get caught. You'll keep proceeding. You'll never load up your drivetrain, and it just goes. It does what you want it to. So let's take one more look at that skid plate I built. Just inspect it and make sure that it is still exactly in the position where I made it. And because it goes next to the gears here, it sits lower, and I haven't lost any ground clearance whatsoever, unlike a stock one. And this is my curved ramp trail hitch receiver plate, and those two things have made this so that it just doesn't get hung up. I got to go to work for a few days. Won't be able to play for a while, but expect a video very soon. I'll try to get this thing out somewhere, Red Rock maybe, and I'm gonna keep trying to improve it. It'd be nice if I could get it as good as my Gen 7, but I don't know if I can. It's a little bit too high for that. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.